All right, I'm going to restart again on the recording. All right, so now we can see that. So this is going to be the first step, Pam. All right, click on File. All right, and go ahead and click on what we term as load lettering. Are you able to see this?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to start with this. All right, load lettering. All right, it pops up box like this. In your case, what I'm saying, it's you will see.
We have 3 fonts. So, is English script one of them?
Yes, yes. So this is going to be Block Euro. Block Euro. So Block Euro is going to be one of the fonts. So I'll go ahead and click on Block Euro and go ahead and click on Open. So this is going to be the first step that you will be able to upload this font into the software so that it becomes workable as a keyboard font. So this is going to be the first step. Block Euro, click on Open. All right. Repeat the same process. Repeat the same process for the next 3 fonts. Go ahead and click on Load Lettering again, and go ahead and click on what we term as Century block that comes with the software. So this is going to be the next one. Go ahead and click on this and click on Open. All right, so this is going to be the second step. All right, the third step here is the shortcut that I'm going to show you. Instead of clicking on File and clicking on Load Lettering, this is going to be a shortcut. I'll just use the icon, click on this. All right, click on this, and pops up box like this. And what we have here, in your case, it's going to be embroidery script. All right, so that's what I was showing just a moment ago. All right, for example, if you have purchased, for example, English H, for example, English H font, for example, and you like to work with this font. So this font may be placed on the desktop or in some of your other folders. What I was saying just a moment ago is to place this font, copy and paste this under the fonts folder. So that's what I was saying. And go ahead and click on Open. All right. When you click on Open, it pops up a box like this. In my case, I have 10 fonts. So this software allows me to work with 10 different fonts at one time. So now I have 10 fonts right now. Okay, and so I'm going to take one of these out. All right. So if you do not have 10 fonts, you will not see this. All right. If you do not have 10 fonts, you will not see this box popping up. All right. It will just go. It will just go straight into the software. So in your case, you have 3 fonts. It will just go straight into the software. Now, I will need to take one of these out. For example, if I think, all right. For example, if I do not want to work with all English, I'll just click on this and I click on OK. When I click on this, all English lettering, I click on OK. It will be replaced with the font that I've just picked. That's going to be English H font. All right, click on OK. Now, the step to start the type of font is going to be just clicking on this, what we term as stock lettering. Click on this, and it pops up a box like this. All right, so this is going to be a box that will allow you to type your text. So take note, all the icons in red on the left hand side pops up. All right, what I'm going to do is I will try to run through the most important icons that will allow you, by the end of class, you should be comfortable to work with the software. The other thing that I like to do here is, after the class, what you can do here is drop me a note in my email address. That's going to be jack@internetswitch.com. I will attach some of the files, some of the notes that I've actually written, so I can just attach those notes and send it back to you. All right, so that will get you started in some ways. All right, so for example, now I'm going to type in data stitch. All right, data stitch, and Control Enter, start a new line. So when you click on Control Enter, the cursor drops down to the second line. So I'm going to type, put in lettering. So click on OK. When I click on OK, what you're seeing right now here is when I left click on the mouse, the outline appears on screen. All right, the outline appears on screen. So this font, the current selected font right now, is going to be English Edge font. All right, take note that the cursor, the mouse, the arrow of the mouse right now is linked to the boxes. All right, okay. So what I'm going to do is focus on the arrow mouse as I move the mouse around the screen, because the boxes are only temporary boxes. All right, I'm going to show you what it means. All right, so when I click on arrow down, all right, I'm going to work with what we term as block euro. Click on block euro. All right, so now you have a block euro font like this. do not be alarmed by what you're seeing right now, because the software actually remembers the last performed feature that you have done. So if the last performed feature that I've done is going to be a lettering interval and so forth, so you see some of the letters are jumbo mumbo in this case. Just go ahead and click on load defaults. All right, load defaults. All right, left click on the mouse, the outline appears. Okay, so what you're seeing right now is this is going to be just a standard block euro font, Now, okay, I'm going to run through the icons on the left-hand side, so focus on the arrow mouse. So this is going to be enter text. When I click on enter text, it pops a box like this, just in case if you have misspelled something else or you like to add a word, you can just add a word like this. So you have data, stitch, ink, lettering. So right now, left click on the mouse, the outline appears on screen. So this is what we have. All right, I'm going to revert back to enter text, and I'm going to take away ink, and let's see. All right, click on OK. So now we have this data stitch ink. All right, I'm going to show you the icons on the left hand side and work with some icons on the top, bottom, and right hand side. Okay. So point the arrow to D and right click. All right. So what we have here is I'm actually picking only an individual letter by itself. If I need to pick two or more letters, hold the control button down. There is a control button on the keyboard. Hold that down and point the arrow to S and right click. So when you click on, hold the control button down and right click on S, you are actually picking two letters. All right. Now, this icon that says lettering height is activated by default, and this icon that says center is activated by default. So you can see that the second line is centered as compared to the first line. Now, when I click on arrow up on my keyboard, because both the boxes have been checked, these are the only letters that I will be working with right now with reference to lettering height. So now, okay, so if I click on arrow down, I will be reducing the lettering height. So, okay, so this is going to be clicking on arrow up on the keyboard, and clicking on arrow down, you will be reducing the lettering height. Okay. What I'm doing right now here is I have my index finger placed on the roller of my mouse. So when I roll that upward, it's going to be same as clicking on arrow up. And when I roll it downwards, it's going to be same as rolling the roller downwards. All right, got that?
Yes.
Pam? Okay, good.
Yes.
All right. Okay, that'll be fine. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, so both the boxes that I checked works with lettering height right now is because this icon is activated. So any icon that is activated, we will work with specific, it actually works with specific selected boxes. All right. Now, I'm going to select all right now. I'm going to select all. Click on select all. Now, all the boxes are checked right now. So if I click on arrow up, you can see that I'm actually increasing the lettering height for all the letters. All right.
Okay, I see that.
All right, good. Very good. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'll work with the second icon. Let's have a look at that. All right. Lettering interval. When I click on this, so now all the boxes that I picked will work with lettering interval. So when I click on arrow up on my keyboard, you can see that I am working with all the letters that's on screen right now. When I click on arrow down, when I click on arrow down or roll my roller backwards on my mouse, what you see right now here is I am actually reducing the lettering interval for all the boxes. All right. Okay, all the letters. Now, the first line right now, visually looking at the first line, the lettering interval on the first line is not, I would say that it's not spaced out in the correct manner. So what I'm going to do now is I will work with the first line. How do I do that? Just go ahead and right click on D. All right, right click on D, point arrow to D and right click. So I'm going to pick on only one letter, and I'm going to just proceed to pick on subsequent letters by itself. So I would just hold the control button down, right click on A, hold the control button down, do not release that, right click on T. So I'm picking individual letters right now. So if I like to pick the whole row instead of right clicking on individual letters, I'll just hold the shift key down on the keyboard, do not release that. I'll just bring my mouse to the last letter and just right click. So right now, what it's saying right now, it's I do have the first line check right now, only the first line.
I see that. Okay.
So when I click on arrow up, what I'm doing right now here is I'm just making adjustment only to the first line. So when I click on arrow down or roll the roller backwards with my mouse, all right, take note, all icons in red works with the arrow up or arrow down or rolling the roller back, forward and backwards on the mouse, all right. So now, okay, so what I have here is visually left click on the mouse, the outline appears on screen, all right, okay. Okay, so now you can see that I'll just, when I roll the mouse a little bit backwards, I'm just doing some micro adjustment. All right, now visually looking at what we have on screen, you can see that C and H is a little bit distance away from T. So I'm going to make some adjustment on the kerning. So what I'll do here is right click on the letter that is in front of the little space. All right, right click on the letter. So in this case, it's going to be right clicking on T. So when I click on arrow up on my keyboard, I'll be pushing C and H away from T. So you can see that when I click on arrow down, I will be actually moving C and H a little bit closer. When I left click on the mouse, I'm able to see the outline. All right. So visually, let's say I'm happy with stitch, for example. So I'm going to work with data. So the way to work with data, just go ahead and right click on D, and click on arrow down. So you will be pushing anything towards the right hand side of D closer. So even the boxes overlap doesn't really matter. Just left click on the mouse. Let's have a quick look. All right. So I'm happy with DNA right now. So I'll just proceed to do this. Right click on A, and I'll just click on arrow down. All right. Okay. Let's have a quick look. Left click on the mouse. All right, so I think, okay, just roll it back a little bit. Okay, now I have DAT. All right, for example, I'm happy with this. So I'm going to make the next adjustment. That's going to be between T and A. Right click on T, and click on arrow down. I'll be pushing A closer right now. So you can see, okay, data right now, I think, is almost perfect. All right, okay. Now, the next thing here is you need to work with the spacing between A and S, the last letter of data and the first letter of stitch. All right, so just go ahead and right click on A, and click on arrow down. When you click on arrow down, you will be pushing the first word and the second word at the same time. You will be pushing the first word and the second word closer at the same time. So that's what's happening. Left click on the mouse, the outline appears. All right. So, for instance, you're happy with this. All right. If you'd like to do a little bit of adjustment on S, right click on S. All right. You can just roll it back just a little bit. All right. Okay. So, okay. For example, you're happy with this. Now, data stitch lettering now is almost perfect. All right. Let's move on to the next icon. In this case, over a period of time, you should be able to recognize the feature or the function of this icon by looking at the two parallel dotted dash lines. So in this case, vertical dotted dash line between inverted C is going to be word spacing. Dotted dash line between this inverted C in this case, it's going to be lettering interval. Dotted dash line, parallel dotted dash line, that's going to be horizontal, it's going to be line spacing. So over a period of time, you should be able to recognize that. So let's work with the next one that's going to be word spacing. Click on this. All right. Word spacing right now is activated, so you can see a word spacing. All right. Okay. Now, you can actually see right at the bottom left-hand side, it actually gives you an explanation. There's an explanation that says set spacing between words. All right. Okay. Let's have a look. Now, in this case, take note that the boxes actually, when you overlap the boxes over the individual letter, the boxes actually represents each letter by itself. All right. Now, okay. So when I try to click on arrow up right now, I'm not able to do anything right now with word spacing, because when you work with word spacing, you need to select all the letters so that it becomes like a word. Select all. Okay. Now, when I click on arrow up on my keyboard, you can see that what happens here is the first word becomes it remains stationary while I try to the second word is being moved apart. So when I click on arrow down, the second word is actually being moved closer. So this is what's happening right now. All right. Now let's have a look at the next one. Line spacing. Line spacing. All right. It's going to be self-explanatory. When I click on arrow up, you can see that it's going to be a spacing between two lines. I click on arrow down, the lines become closer. That's it. So there's going to be a line spacing. All right. Okay. The next one here, this says lettering width. All right. This will take a little bit longer to explain. All right. So lettering width. All right. Let's see what goes. The application here for lettering width is going to be this. At times we'll try to fit a word into a banner, and sometimes the word does not fit into a banner because the word exceeds it actually exceeds the size of the banner. So you can see that the left hand side letter it's going to be a slightly outside the banner, and the right hand side letter is going to be slightly outside the letter. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select only lettering. Hold the control button down, we need to right click so you can pick individual letters. Or if you hold the shift key down, just go to the last letter, right click, and now you can pick the complete letter by itself. All right. So if I click on arrow up, what you're seeing right now here is you can see that the height remains the same while the height remains the same while the width is being expanded right now. So for instance, right now you do have this word within a banner. You like to fit this word within a banner, and now the word actually exceeds the size of the banner. So what are you going to do? You need to compress them. So if you click on arrow down, you can actually compress them. All right. Well, what's the compression value is going to be like? By looking at this percentage right now, you can see that I'm actually compressing this by 10%, minus 10%, all right? So this is going to be the compression. So if I click on arrow up again, all right, I'm going to bring that back to the standard position. That's going to be 0.0%. What you can see here is it's right at the top. So I'm back to the norm, all right? Now, if I like to reduce or compress only two letters, what I can do here is I can just point the arrow to E and right click, and I can hold the control button down, and I can also pick E right now. So now I can either expand that if I want to, only E alone, or I can compress that. So this is going to be a compression of E. So I'm going to compress that, for example, okay, minus 8%. So now I have minus 8%. I've compressed E solely on E. So this is going to be how you work with a lettering width feature. So this is going to be a lettering width feature, right? Compression or expansion of the letters while the height remains the same. All right. Let's have a look at the next one. Vertical offset. All right. Vertical offset is going to be straightforward. Any boxes that you pick, when you click on arrow up, it will either be moving vertically upwards, or it will be moving, or you can move them vertically downwards by clicking on arrow down key. So arrow moving the boxes vertically upwards, it's going to be just clicking on arrow up, and clicking on arrow down, you will be moving the selected boxes downwards. So that's going to be a vertical offset. All right. Let's have a look at next one, angle. When you click on angle, all right, what happens here is when you click on arrow up on the keyboard, you rotate these the selected boxes in a counterclockwise direction. When you click on arrow down, it will be moving in a clockwise direction like this. So this is going to be a rotation by itself. All right. Now, If you select all, just go ahead and select all like this, select all like this. What happens here is when you click on arrow up, you will be able to rotate this first line and second line in a counterclockwise direction. When you click on arrow down, you will be rotating first line and second line in a clockwise direction. So this is going to be angle. The application of angle is when you are working with a top arc and a bottom arc, you will need to you need to make some alignment. So the alignment that you do on the top arc and the bottom arc, so that the left hand side, the letter on the left hand side is aligned with the letter on the right hand side, you need to make some rotation. All right, so I'm going to show you in a short while. So this is going to be angle, and the next one is going to be what we have this. Okay, this is going to be italic. Click on italic, and when you click on arrow up key on the keyboard, you will be slanting the letters towards the right hand side. When you click on arrow down, it will be slanted towards the left hand side. So this is going to be italic. All right, so this is going to be really straightforward. All right, good. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Okay, we have this. So vertical. So vertical, I'm going to skip this and come back in again. So vertical is going to be meant for one line instead of two lines. All right, I'll come back in again. Let's have a look at the next one. Center. Second line is centered as compared to first line. Left justify. When you click on left justify, what you're seeing right now here is the first line and second line is lining up on the left hand side. So this is really straightforward. And when you click on right justify, what happens here is the first line and second line is going to be lining up or move towards the right hand side. So that's how we work with right justify. So most of the time I would say I'll just work with center. All right, so I'll work with center. Okay, so this is what I have. All right. Okay, this is what I have, and let's have a look. Okay, I'm going to show you a top arc and a bottom arc. All right, so I'm going to work with one line instead of two lines, so bear with me. I'm going to click on the enter text, and I'm going to change this back to only a single line. All right, so when I work with top arc and a bottom arc, I would say I would think it's a good choice to work with top arc and then separately work with a bottom arc. So this is what I'm going to show you. So work with only top arc. Top arc appears as the first line. All right, click on OK. All right, so we have this. So quickly, what I'm going to do here is I'll just go ahead and click on load defaults, click on load defaults. So I have this. So the first step here is the simple formula that I'm going to follow here is I'll just follow a sequence. For example, we have a word Torah, for example. Okay, T for top arc. So that's what I'm going to do. T for top arc. So I'll just click on T. That's going to be sequence that I'm working on. T for top arc. Okay. Okay. The next word is going to be next letter is T-O-R-A-H. T-O-R. R is going to be for radius. I'm going to skip A-O. R for radius. Click on radius. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. Next is going to be T-O-R-A-H, A for angle. So if you have an angle like this, A for angle. Okay. And then what you can do, you can rotate that and angle that. So that's what I mean. Okay. So by looking at this right now, visually right now, I think the lettering interval is a little bit wide and off. So what I'm going to do here is I'll just go ahead and make some adjustment on my lettering interval. Click on lettering interval, and I'll just go ahead and just reduce this. Okay. So I'll just do a little bit kerning on individual letters. Right click. All right. Any kerning or any individual letters that you need to pick, I just go ahead and right click on the mouse. All right. Point the mouse to the select letter and right click. So in my case right now, I'll just point my arrow to S and right click. That's how I pick my box. So I just roll my roller backwards. So I just do a very quick turning. Right click on T. All right, right click on T, and I just roll the mouse on the roller of my mouse backwards. So that's how I quickly do. That's how quickly I'm doing actually on the turning. All right, right click on D. Right click on D. All right. and I'll just roll the roller back with my mouse. That's how quickly I'm doing the cloning right now. Okay. Right click on A. Okay, just roll it backwards, roll the roller backwards. So that's how quickly I'm doing. Right click on T and roll the roller on my mouse backwards with my index finger. That's it. All right. So, all right. Okay. So that's how quickly I'm doing. And right click on A. Okay, and I'm going to, if I do have a big space like this, what I normally do is I'll just hold the arrow down key or hold the arrow up key. So that's what's happening right now. Okay, the next time I'm going to do here is I'll make some alignment. Okay, in that case, just go ahead and select all, angle, go back to angle again. Okay, you can rotate that like this. Click on arrow down, arrow up, rotate that like this. So you can see that. All right. So how do I align that? At times, what you can do here is, of course, you can visually see, is this aligned? The letter D and letter H, is it aligned within the horizontal line? One of the way of doing that is to turn on the grid. So we do have a grid on and grid off. So this is a grid on and grid off. The shortcut here is click on G on the keyboard. How do I know it's going to be G? G for grid. So that's identify the first letter within the word. So G for grid. So if I click on G, all right, the grid pops up like this. So G for grid. So it pops up like this, and I can see exactly what's happening. So if I place my mouse, place the boxes within this area, and then left click, I can see how it's going to be aligned. All right, so that's how quickly I'm doing. And next to the grid, we do have a set grid. Now, this is going to be a one-time process too. So if you click on set grid, I would say that a key in a little bit of big numbers like 100 or 50. But of course, if you do have small numbers like this, then you find axis that's going to be horizontal value. You will have small boxes like this because the value is small. So just put in a little bit of big numbers or a set grid. Horizontal axis is going to be a horizontal value. Y is going to be a vertical value. So click on OK. So now I do have this. All right. Now, once you have that done up like this, take note what I was saying just a moment ago. G for grid. Click on G again. I'm going to take away the grid on screen. Now, take note that the boxes that are linked to the arrow mouse, these are only temporary boxes. All right. Now, once I have the outline that appears on screen and I'm happy with that, I will need to confirm this. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to confirm this. To confirm this, all right, go ahead and just click on C again. That's where we started. This is where we're going to stop and end. Click on this again. When I say click on this again, just left click on the mouse. All right. It pops up a box like this and asks you a couple of questions. Now, number one, do you want to have a trim between the letters? All right. Do you want to have a jump stitch between the letters? All right. Or do you want to have a stitch between the letters? In normal cases, there are only two things that I'll do. I will either have a trim or either I have a needle up. That's going to be jump stitch. All right. In my case, most of the time, I will have a jump stitch in this case. Why? If the thread that links between the letters are between the closest point, all right, then I'll just leave the thread as it is. All right. But if the jump stitch between two letters is going to be long, I can just have a scissors and knit that away. All right, so that's going to be, so that's what I'll normally do. All right, okay. But if you do want to have a trim between the letters because you do have an automated trimming machine, then go ahead and have a trim. All right, whatever that pleases you. All right. Okay, so I'm going to have a needle up between words. Between words here, we do have a stroke here. A stroke here means it's going to be a different color. Stroke means a color change. Between words, color change. All right, so we're going to have a different stroke. Click on OK. When I click on OK, all right, between lines, I do not have two lines, so I'll just omit this. All right, I'll disregard this. All right. Sole lettering for a 6-panel cap. All right. If you do have this, so center left and center right, so it will be starting from center. It's going to be this way, and center left and the center, so right. So that's going to be an automated sewing, all right? So towards the right hand side and so towards the left hand side, or so towards the left hand side and then start from towards the right hand side. So this is meant for a 6-panel cap on some machines, all right? So what I'm going to do here is I'll just go ahead and just work with needle up and stroke. Click on OK. When I click on OK, what happens here is, okay, what you're seeing right now here is, all right, you will see two different colors right now. You have two different colors. Data stage is a different color. I'll just go into the details of how you change the color on screen and how you work with the parameters of satin stitches. I'll work with this in a short while, right? Because there are two important things that you need to consider when you're working with satin stitches. It's going to be a column width, and the other one is going to be density. All right, I'll just show you. I'll show that in a short while. All right, just click on C again. All right, that's where we started off. When you click on C, the red icon pops up on screen. Now, I'm going to work with the bottom mark. Take note. Bottom mark always work with second line. Take note. Second line is meant for bottom mark. Take note. Second line. All right, second line is meant for bottom mark. I have someone who dropped me a note some time ago and says, I was trying to work with the bottom mark, but each time I have a top mark. Even when I click on the icon that says bottom mark, I still have a top mark. The main reason here is this software is written in such a way that if you have any word that's typed on the first line, it will always appear as a top mark. So if you have any words that are typed on the second line, it will appear as a bottom mark. So I'm going to work with this, all right? So make sure, if you like to work with bottom mark, make sure you have this in the, what you term as, in the second line, all right? Click on OK. All right, this is what we have. I think I need to inform Precious to turn on her mic. All right, speakers, please. Let me just drop her a note. Please turn on your speakers. Okay. So we have this. All right. Do not be alarmed by this. What I'm saying is because it's going to be a little bit jumbo mumbo in terms of lettering wave, lettering interval is because we have done the lettering interval in the previous adjustment. So do not be worried about that. We can do that. All right. So we start with bottom mark. So, okay. B for bottom mark. So this is the bottom mark. Okay. Okay. Click on this. So we have a bottom mark like this. All right. Okay, radius is fine. Okay, so okay, next one. I think in this case, lettering interval. Click on lettering interval. Just click on arrow up on the keyboard. So we have this. All right. Okay. All right. So angle. If you like to work with angle, this is going to be angle. Click on angle. All right. You can just rotate that like this. All right. So this is going to be angle. All right. Okay. We have a grid. G for grid. So you can see, all right, so if you are off position, so you can see that it's off position like this. So, all right, so I'm going to rotate that and have this place here. All right, so a little bit. Okay. All right, so if I'm happy with this, all right, click on G, turn that off again. If I'm happy with this, for example, just to confirm, just go ahead and click on this, stroke lettering, click on this. Pops a box like this. All right, if you need to have a trim between letters, then it's going to be a trim. Click on OK. All right, so we have this. Now, machines work with stitches file. This is only an outline. So the way to do that, you need to generate an outline into stitches file. How to do that? Go ahead and click on stitch. This is the one. Click on stitch. Click on this. Pops up box like this and asks you a couple of questions. What's going to be the sort size going to be? So if I need to have a sort size of 3 inches, then I'm going to just click on 3 inches. All right? Okay. And click on OK. Now you have a sort size. So are you able to see this, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. All right, great. So we have this in 3 inches in terms of width. All right. So when I click on file and the file stats, all right. So now you can see that we have a 3 inches width file and we have a height that's going to be 2.1 inches. Right. If some of the people, some of the embroiderers work with metric, so it's going to be a millimeter. So in case you have click on metric, it's going to be a millimeter. All right. Just go ahead and click on English to revert back to inches file, all right?
Could I ask a quick question, Jack?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Is this where you would set your hoop size?
Yes, I would say that the hoop, yes, the hoop size is actually determined by when we click on the sew out size. All right, so I'm going to show you, for example, 2491 stitches right now. All right, this is going to be stitches file. When you click on smallly close your this close box, click on this, it goes back to the outline. Take note, when you are in the outline mode, all right, the sizes are variable. You can change the size. So whatever size that you like to work on. For example, when I click on stitch, for example, and this is going to be the hoop size or the sew out size that you require. All right. So if you do want a slightly smaller, for example, 2 3/4 inches sew out size in terms of width, all right, the height is going to be an automated calculation by itself. Now it's going to be smaller. All right. So if you have a smaller one, you need a 2.5 inches, then the height is going to be slightly smaller. Click on OK. What you're seeing right now here, it is a smaller throughout size that will go into the hoop. So this is going to be the actual throughout size. All right. Now, what you can do here is because you are running with a different screen size. Some of the computer users I would say they use a 19-inch screen. Some of them use a 21-inch screen. Some of them have a smaller size and bigger size. All right. So now what you can do here is you can actually place a ruler across the screen. For example, an actual ruler across the screen from D to H, for example, horizontally. You can measure that and see whether, in your case, it's going to be 2.5 inches. So if it's not going to be 2.5 inches, visually it's going to be 2.8 or 3 inches and so forth. There is an option that allows you to change the proportion on screen. All right, this is going to be this is something extra that I'm showing you. So just to have you started. All right. So you have you can screen as full scale zoom. So you can change the screen size. So this is going to be a screen proportionate size, full scale zoom. So click on OK. So in this case, when you click on stitch again, all right. So now when you have that on screen, what you're seeing right now here, it's the screen size that I'm looking is going to be a smaller size. So what I'm trying to say here is you can actually work with the option of a full scale zoom so that what you see on screen and measure that on screen is going to be the actual size. All right, that's what I'm trying to say. All right, now, for example, the file stats here says right now 2.5 inches and height 1.7. I have a 2185 stitch count. Now, for example, in some cases, I would say that you would like to make this bold and you like to increase the density. So what I'm going to show you here is, all right, if I click on this little close and go back to the outline mode, when you are in the outline mode or a wireframe mode, in our case, we call this a wireframe on outline, you are able to work with the parameters of a satin stitches. How do you go about that? All right, this is the one, sequencer. Take a piece of paper and pen and jot this down. Sequencer, all right. When you click on sequencer, all right, it pops a box like this, and you can actually change the parameters. How you change the parameters is go ahead when the yellow box is around this within this first screen, and I click on stitch modifier, it pops up a parameter box. All right, I'm going to change the column density. For example, I think I like to make this denser. It's going to be I would like to have a thicker stitching. I'm going to make this dense. All right, increase the density by 5%, for example. And I like to increase the column width. I'm going to make this bold. I'm going to increase the column width by 10%. So I'm going to make this bold because I'm going to show this on knit or on a PK, for example. All right, so click on OK. Now the next one, stitch. I'm going to make this bold as well, and density. I'm going to increase that as well. Stitch modifier, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to make this increase this, and I'm going to increase this as well. All right, click on OK. This lettering, I'm going to do the same. Okay. Stitch modifier, I'm going to increase this by 5%, for example, and I'm going to increase this by 10% now. So this is done. All right. The other thing I can do here, if this turquoise blue against the background, I can change the color. How do I go about that? So I can click on the black cone, and I click on anywhere within the draw color bar. All right, and pops up palette like this, and I can change that to a darker shade of blue if I want. So whatever shade of blue, so you can change that. All right. Okay. Click on OK. So now I have a darker shade of blue against the white background. So click on OK. Now you have this. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and click on Stitch again. Same size, same height. Everything is the same. Click on OK. Now, if this is going to be bold, and this will have a higher stitch count. How do I know that? Click on File and File Stats. It shows right now it was like 2185 or 21 something just a moment ago. Now it's close to about 2200 extra. All right, it's 2285 right now. So now I have an increase in stitch count, and I have an increase in terms of column width. All right. Now you're at stitch number 1. So you'd like to have a quick look at the stitch count. Just go ahead and click on END. Click on END. You have a quick look at the stitch count. END. All right. When you click on END on END, all right. What happens right now? Let me have a look. Okay. Home and all right. And which will take you to 285. So right now we have a stitch count 285 right now. Okay, so that's what's happening right now. Okay, I have just muted your mic just in case there's some background noise, just in case. All right, so I've just muted your mic. All right, if you do have any questions, we can do that by the end of class. Or if you do have any questions, Pam, what I can do here is drop me a note in the chat box and click on send. All right, I'll be able to get back to you straight away. Okay, there are two things here that I'd like to show you before I wrap up the class. All right, one of them is going to be how you merge a stock design with tags. All right, the other one is how you work with 3-letter diamond monogram. All right, but before I do that, let me just go ahead and click on C again. All right, we have skip so vertical. So I'm going to work with so vertical in short wall. All right, stitch. Click on OK. All right, click on load default. Okay, and this is the one. All right, so vertical. All right, I'm going to wrap up this class in 15 minutes. So just bear with me. So vertical. All right, we have this. So this is going to be a vertical mode. All right, line spacing. All right, so when you click on arrow up, so it's going to be showing vertical instead of horizontal. So if you need to do that again, just click on this again. So vertical. Okay, so the other thing here, it's enter tags. If you have a space between the letters, someone who asked me this question something ago, space between the letters, I'm going to have a different color. How do I do that? Just go ahead and click on C. Between lines, between words, it's going to be a stroke. Now, each time when you have a space between the letters, when you type the text, or like a space, it represents S is going to be acting like a word, T will act like a word. So if you do have a stroke here, then click on OK. Now you have a different color for every individual letter. So if you click on sequencer, you can change this color if you want. Click on the black horn, click on the yellow bar, and you can change that if you want. All right, okay. Or you can change that. All right, click on OK. All right, click on OK again. Now you have that. All right, click on stitch, and you can set the size. All right, 6 inches, for example. So now you have this. All right, this is how you have a different color for individual letters. All right, I'm going to show you how we merge stock design with text. All right, go ahead and click on new. So this is going to be a new file. All right, I'm going to open up. I'm going to click on open to open up stock design. Click on open. All right. So go into my examples. All right, and take note. This software allows you to open up a stock design file that's going to be Tajima, Baradan, Malco, SCX. So that's going to be a format that this software uses. It's not able right now. FDR5 background ZSK, yes. It allows you to open up a commercial embroidery format. All right, does not allow you to open up a PAF or a Janome or Poem right now. But in your case, if you do have a PS or HUS or JEF and so forth, do not be alarmed by that. You should be able to open up your file using your software and resave the file in a Tajima DST format. Most software does that. All right. If you do not have that, what you can do here is you can actually Google that in through the website, and there are a couple of free software that's in the web that you can actually download for free, and you can actually open up and save different formats. All right. So I'm going to use this as the Gmail format, and I have a clown hat. All right. So this is going to be a clown that I have. This is a clown that I have, and if I look at the stitch count, all right, when I click on ENDN, I do have a stitch count. So this is going to be a stitch count. Click on File. There's a stitch count. All right, File Stats. There's a stitch count. All right. Okay. I'm going to change the different color on screen. So first, I'm going to change the background color. Click on Solid Background. I'm going to change that to, okay, for example, I'm going to change that to gray. All right. So I have a gray background, for example. And layer mode, all right, like a piece of cake, have different layers. Layer mode, I'm going to look at the face right now. Click on this blue box. All right, I'm going to change the color. Click on this black bar. Click on this black bar. And I'm going to change that to a face color, for example. Okay, and next layer, I'm going to red, fine. Next layer, okay, green, fine, for example. Okay, next layer. I'm going to change this blue. I'm going to change that. Click on the black bar. Make sure you need to click on the palette. All right. Click on OK. Click on OK. So we have this. Next layer. Okay. Layer mode. So we have this. All right. The other thing here is you can also hold the left mouse and then just release that. So this is a quick Y. And click on this. I'm going to change this color into a different color. Okay, so this is what it can be done. So that's going to be a shortcut. All right, do not close this file. I'm going to merge this file with text. How do I do that? Do not close this file. Just go ahead and click on New. And go ahead and click on this, Connect Expanded. Take a piece of paper and pen, jot this down. Connect Expanded. This is Connect Expanded. All right, click on this, Connect Expanded. And I'm going to pick on Clown New. So this is the file that I'm working with. Scale is going to be 1. Click on OK. Now you have this. All right. Take note. This is not a machine file. It is only a photographic image so that you can merge the text in the right position. So I'm going to zoom out. All right. Zoom out. All right. Okay. So zoom in. So this is going to be just a photographic image where you can merge the tags and place that in the right position. All right, that's the main purpose. All right, connect, expanded. That's the purpose. Connect, expanded. All right, I'm going to just, how do I do that? Go back to where we started off, click on C, and I'm going to type my tags. All right, so I'm going to type Dallas, for example. All right, click on OK. So this is Dallas. Go ahead, click on Load Default. All right. So we have this Dallas. This is really that big. All right. Do not be alarmed by that. Click on arrow down. All right. Click on arrow down because the icon that's activated by default is going to be lettering high. So that's it. Okay. So we have this. All right. And then lettering interval. That's it. All right, if you think the lettering height is not big enough, just go ahead and click on lettering height again. Okay. So this is what we have. So if you're happy with this, just go ahead and click on this again. All right. Click on C. If you need to have a trim, then it's going to be trim. Click on OK. So we have Dallas. And if you need to change the color, just go ahead and click on Sequencer, this color, black tone. Click on this color and change that to, all right, maybe like purple. All right, let's say. If you like to make this bold, stitch modifier. All right. 10%. 10% if you want. All right. Click on OK. So we have this. Click on stitch. generate. This is a stitches file. So you have this solid background color. You have this. So this is what we have. You can just save the file as, all right. So just in case if you close this, all right, if you close this and you find that this is off position like this, all right, what you can do is box move, hold the left mouse, move that in any position, all right. Okay, so just go ahead again, just click on stitch again, same size, same height, click on OK. You have this again, all right, like a pale pane, solid background, click on this, white background. All right, there's. All right, there are two things that you can do. First, you can save the file as an SDX file. And second, you can save the file as a TGMA file and resave the file in PS, HUS, or whatsoever. All right, there's the information sheet. Click on the information sheet. All right. If you click on the information sheet, you can actually type whatever text that you want. You can type that. And when you click on OK, all right, whatever that you type, if you save the file as, save file as, save as. If you save the file as SDX format, you will be able to save exactly the same color and information that you have typed. So I would recommend that you save the file in two formats. One of them is going to be SDX format, so you can save the design in exactly the same color that you have on screen. All right. So, and the information sheet that you type. So save the file in SDX format. That's going to be one. The other one is save the file as a TGMA format. This is what I recommend that you should do. Save the file in the TGMA format. Some machines, I would say, or most machines do read TGMA format. All right. So you can actually save the file as a TGMA format and have that transferred for your computer straight, or your reader card or something directly to the machine. All right. And or if you do not have, if you need to use, if your machine actually uses PS, HUS, and so forth, what you can do is save the file as a TGMA and have that your software to open up a TGMA format and resave the file as a PS or HUS. All right. So this is what can be done. All right. So this is how you merge a stock design with text. All right. All right. The last thing that I like to show you here is how you work with a three-letter diamond monogram. All right. So I'm going to click on C. All right. So this is going to be the last thing that I show you. And D, S, uppercase S, lowercase d, and DS9, for example. All right. DS9 in this case. All right. Do not be worried about what you see here. Just go ahead, click on load default. All right. So DS9 will, when you type DS9, it appears a DS9 block zero. When you work with what you call chopping script large, it's also a DS9. All right. When you work with monotype conceiver, it's also a DS9. All right. But when you work with a diamond tree, I'm going to zoom in. When you work with a diamond tree, it's a DSI. How do I know that? So we need to refer to a monogram keyboard reference chart. That's how we do that. All right. So in this case, I'm going to work with this, enter text again. I'm going to work with this, and I'm going to work with this. All right. Okay. So we have this. So diamond. Click on load defaults. Click on load defaults. All right. So we have this. I'm going to work with lettering interval. So this, all right, right click on S, so you can push that away like this if you want. You can move that closer. Right click on I, you can have that away. I'll have that closer, click on arrow down. All right. So this is how you work with a diamond. All right, but how do we know that this is going to be a DS, how do we know that this is going to be DS, DS9, 9 represents this. What's the formula? So I would say I'm going to pop up what we term as a keyboard reference chart for you to have a look. All right. So I'm going to pop that up. All right. I'm going to share these with you. Just hang on. I'm going to share an application. That's a monogram application. All right. Let's say. Okay. All right. So this is going to be a monogram application here. All right. Okay. Are you able to see this diamond lettering right now, Pam?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Okay. Now, I'm going to take a look at this. All right. Now, by looking at this right now, you can see that if I need to type in the left D, I need to type in the lowercase d. So this is the formula. If I need to type in the left A, I will type in the lowercase a. If I need to type in the left J, I need to type in the lowercase j. All right, lowercase j. That's the formula. All right, okay. Now, if I need to type in the middle S, that's what I have just a moment ago for stitch, data stitch, middle S, I need to type in the uppercase. Anything that's in the middle, I need to type in the uppercase. If I need to type in middle A, I need to type in uppercase A. If I need to type what do you call middle F, I need to type in uppercase F. So in your case, if it's Pam is on the left hand side, then you need to type in the lowercase p. So is your name that becomes the first letter of the second word of your name is J, middle J, then I need to type in uppercase J. That's it. Okay? So that's how it works. But anything on the right hand side is good to refer to the diamond keyboard reference chart. So in this case, it's going to be if it's going to be I'll type in the number 9. That's how it works. All right. If I have a right A, then I type in number 1. All right. If I have a P, it's going to be percentage. Right P is going to be percentage. Okay. Right P is going to be percentage. That's how. All right. Okay. So this is going to be percentage. All right. So that's the formula. All right. I'm going to just revert this back again. All right. So now I have this. All right. So now it's going to be working with this. All right. So now, okay. So I'm going to test this out. All right. I'm going to test this out. Enter tags. I'm going to test this out. So if this is going to be 1, it's going to be a DSA. All right. You see nothing, just go ahead and load defaults. So DSA. All right. So you can see now it's DS1 is A. If I have a percentage, it is going to be P, DSP. That's it. All right. So if I need to have your name, Pam, okay, I'm not able to pronounce the second word, so Jaworowski. All right. Okay. So it's going to be in this case ink. So I'm going to have a lowercase p, uppercase J, and the 9 is going to be ink. So this is going to be a 1 that you have, all right? And this is the 1. So it's going to be like this. So you can make some adjustment here and there, all right? So you can make some adjustment. So that's what it means, all right? PJI, all right? So I'm going to revert back to data stage ink. That's it. So DS9. All right, load defaults. All right, go ahead. So this is how we work with a diamond monogram. But if you are working with what do you call a closed type of diamond, so I'm going to work with a closed type of diamond. So we call that a diamond twist. So we have this close like this, but instead of running with a bracket, I will work with a right arrow and right and left arrow. So we have this. So this is what we term as a diamond twist. All right. So that's why we work. Okay. I'll just work back again. All right. I'll work back again with diamond. Diamond 3-letter diamond monogram, and I'll just work with this instead. A bracket. All right, I'll work with a bracket like this. All right, so we have a diamond, 3-letter diamond monogram. That's going to be data switch ink. Load defaults. Always click on. It's just standard procedure that I'm doing. All right, go ahead and click on this. The size lettering interval. All right, okay, we have this. All right, right click on S. Okay, you can space it out or click on arrow down or roll it backwards. Right click on S or I'm sorry, right click on I and just roll that backwards a little bit. All right, okay, so for example, I'm fine with this. So I can actually change this, click on this, everything, select all, select everything, and I'm going to convert this and confirm this. All right, click on this to confirm, and I'm going to have a trim between letters. All right, click on OK. That's it. So this is going to be a confirmed file like this. So I would just go ahead and click on Stitch. All right, click on Stitch. All right, and I'm going to set my height. Okay, I'm going to have a height of 1 inch height for this. Click on OK. All right, so I have a 1 inch height like this, and this is a diamond, 3-letter diamond monogram. So just in case you like to make this a little bit slim, all right, you like to reduce the column width, click on close, all right? And I can go back again to sequencer and this stitch modifier. Instead of running with 100% column width, I like to make this a little bit slim, all right, thinner, for example. I like to make increase density, but I like that to be a little bit thinner as far as the letters are concerned. So I'm going to make that instead of 100%, I have that 90%. Column width increase 10%. Click on OK. Click on OK again, and click on Stitch again. And same size, same height. Click on OK. So now you have Data Stitch Ink with a reduced column width and an increase in density. And click on File, and you can save as. All right. Okay. So this is what you can do with the software. All right. Okay. So right now we are at the end of class. All right, Pam, do you have any questions? I'll be more than glad. Yes, go ahead.
Would you be able to send me the notes so I can have something to refer to with that Fagadina at AOL?
Yes, certainly. What you can do here is drop me a note at jack@internetstitch.com.
Jack at Internet, what is it?
Internetstitch.com. Have you got that? It's a chat box.
There it is.
All right.
Okay.
All right, jack@internetstitch.com. Drop me a note. I'll just attach the files and send it back to you. So by the end of class, the web page will actually send you a link where you can actually click on the recording that we have done. All right. Right now we are doing a live recording. All right. We are doing a live recording right now we have done for about 1 hour 2 minutes right now. So you can actually just click on that and fall back to the recording again. So it's good. It's going to be just a repetition of exactly what we have done and what we've done on screen. All right. So it's a recording on screen.
Very good. Thank you very much.
All right. So you can just play back, and you can play back as often as you like. All right.
Very good. Thank you, Jack.
All right. Okay. So you have a great day and have a great night. All right. Have a great day tomorrow.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.